This is a fourth stimulus check, stimulus program, and news update. Finally, the IRS made its important announcement about the monthly stimulus checks paying $250 to $300 per month. I'll go over exactly what was in that announcement. And with the infrastructure negotiations, it stalled again, but today is actually the last day something has to happen, a deal or no deal. I'll explain the reasons why. I'll play you a video clip from Bernie Sanders talking about the future plans, and I'll give you some other updates along the way. Hope you're having a terrific Tuesday. If you appreciate these fact-based, fast-paced updates, hit the like button down below. Also, changed up my background. Let me know what you think about this down in the comments below. I had the other one for about a year. Figured I'd switch it up a bit. Let me know. Do you like it? Don't like it? Let's get into it. So, fake COVID vaccine cards are being sold online, and using one is a crime. So these fake vaccine cards are being sold in 10 packs for only $12.99. The FBI said that buying or using any of these fake vaccine cards is actually a crime. And if you're wondering where are these fake vaccine cards being sold, same place everything else is sold, on Amazon. Amazon was selling these fake vaccine cards. But my question to you is, why would someone want to get a fake vaccine card as opposed to just getting the vaccine? Let me know your thoughts on the reason why for this down in the comments below. Next, let's talk about a fourth stimulus check. The White House now says Biden could be okay with that. So we've been hearing about a fourth stimulus check, haven't had any movement lately because the infrastructure package taking full focus of everybody in Congress, including President Biden. So when it comes to a fourth stimulus check, we have a few different plans. It looks like Rashida Tlaib and Pramila Jayapal have a bill that could give $2,000 monthly payments to everybody until the pandemic is over, and then an additional $1,000 per month for an entire year after the pandemic. Either one of these bills, even a one-time payment, hasn't made it into the official American Families Plan or the infrastructure package. Once the infrastructure package is out of the way, and once that is done, it looks like we could focus more on other stimulus checks and other stimulus programs. But for now, it's kind of stalled. But publicly, 65% of Americans are for a $2,000 per month stimulus check. Speaking of monthly stimulus checks, so the IRS released information about the child tax credit. So here is the official announcement from the IRS yesterday. So the IRS is sending letters to more than 36 million families who may qualify for monthly child tax credits starting July 15th. So there's some new qualifications here. I want to give you some details of exactly what's going on. As you can see, a lot of words on this page. I just want to sum it up really quick. So basically, if you're expecting a child tax credit, the age requirements is anyone under the age of 6, you're going to get $300 per month. Anyone 6 to 17, you're going to get $250 per month. It'll be paid out July 15th, August 13th, September 15th, October 15th, November 15th, December 15th. That's until the end of the year, and then it should go another 6 months getting paid those payments on the 15th. So the 36 million letters, these are families. This is the majority of families who qualify where no action is needed. So if you do get a letter, it's going to give you an estimate of exactly how much you would get per month, and then it's going to say that you don't need to do anything. This is going off of the 2019 and 2020 tax returns. So if you didn't file a tax return, it's actually saying that you should file one very soon. So it's IRS urges individuals and families who haven't filed their 2020 return or 2019 return to do so as soon as possible so they can receive any advance payment they're eligible for. So these are the $3,000, $3,600 that's just paid in advance. So if you want to have access to this, definitely file your taxes if you haven't done so already. Even if you don't have any income, it's saying they want everyone to qualify, including families experiencing homelessness, rural poor, and other underserved groups. So they want this to go to everyone who is deserving of this. The income eligibility, $75,000 or less for singles, $112,000 for head of household, and $150,000 for married couples. So if you make less than that, you get the full amount. Anything more than that, you get a smaller amount of it. And also they created this other website here for the child tax credit. So this will have a portal which is supposed to come soon, and then you could put in more information of if you want the one-time payment, if your income changed or anything like that, if you want to give your direct deposit information, check. So this is a lot of new news right here. Thankfully, the IRS put out this information. Let me know down in the comments below. You should be getting the letter probably in the next few weeks, but let me know, are you expecting this $250, $300 per month? Is this going to help you? Also, a lot of you have mentioned if you don't have any kids, unfortunately, this doesn't benefit you. And there's still a big gap there for people who are expecting stimulus aid, but they don't have any kids, could be disabled, could be older. That segment of people have been completely left out. And I've seen your comments on that. I agree with that. Next, let's talk about how a bipartisan group is preparing infrastructure plan as White House talks lag. So this is going to be around $878 billion or something like that, coming from the G20 group, which is a group of Republicans and Democrats. Still haven't come out with it yet. Time is ticking. They really need to get on it. And yesterday was supposed to be the big meeting, June 7th deadline. What happened with that? Well, the Biden Capitol infrastructure talks stall. For whatever reason, they didn't meet up, and now it's supposed to go until today. Now, today is actually the official deadline because President Biden is leaving tomorrow, Wednesday, for the G7 summit. He's going to the United Kingdom in Europe, which basically means if something isn't done today, either they need to have someone else negotiate on behalf of President Biden and the Democrats, or it's going to be no deal and Democrats are going to move forward. Here's a video clip explaining exactly what's happening with the infrastructure.
Well, Shep, Democrats do have a lot packed onto their plate. They've got the wage gap, voting rights, China, judicial nominations, and that's just for the month of June.
I'm intent on restoring balance to a judiciary that has been thrown out of whack by 4 years of President Trump's selections.
But top Senate Republican Mitch McConnell dismissed Democrats' agenda as transparently designed to fail. Instead, he said they should focus on things they all agree on, like fixing roads and bridges.
The American people rightly expect a 50-50 Senate to spend its time finding common ground. But our Democratic colleagues seem to believe that the most important expectations are those of their far left fringe.
Now, infrastructure talks are inching along. Republican Senator Shelley Moore Capito, who's been leading the GOP negotiations with the White House, is supposed to speak with President Biden before he leaves for the UK. Her latest offer included another $50 billion in new spending, but the administration said it still fell short of their objectives on jobs, the economy, and the climate crisis. So doesn't sound promising, but the two sides may have no choice but to work together, whether it's on infrastructure, voting rights, or anything else, after the other senator from West Virginia, Democrat Joe Manchin, swore not to end the filibuster. Believe it or not, though, compromise is possible. The Senate is planning to vote tomorrow on a sweeping bill to invest in American research and development so that we can better compete with China. Shep, it took weeks of debate and marathon negotiations, but it is expected to pass with broad bipartisan support.
If you're tired of hearing infrastructure, you're not the only one. I am as well. I just want this infrastructure to be out of the way, or at least if we know if there's going to be a deal or no deal. Here's Bernie Sanders talking more about what is happening with infrastructure and how the Democrats should move forward through reconciliation.
Let's talk about infrastructure for a second. Sheldon Whitehouse, a colleague of yours again, and someone who, like you, is very focused on climate, had a thread this weekend saying he was worried about the way things are going. Now, obviously, the initial package proposed by the White House is a very, very climate-centered bill. There's lots of great climate stuff in there. I think there's concern that the ongoing negotiations with Shelley Moore Capito of West Virginia and the Republicans would basically strip that climate stuff out. Where does that stand as a climate voter? Folks who are focused on climate, how should they understand where things are in this dynamic process with the climate aspects of that infrastructure package?
Well, it's a great question. And I think everybody who understands what's going on with climate understands that what the scientists are telling us, if we do not act extremely boldly within the next few years, there is no debate about it. The planet we will be leaving to our children and grandchildren will be increasingly uninhabitable and unhealthy. Yet if we act boldly, we can create millions of jobs, transforming our energy system away from fossil fuel, making our homes and buildings energy efficient, moving to the electrification of transportation in America. We have got to do that. But it's not only when we talk about infrastructure, climate, or even roads and bridges, as important as that is. We have got to understand that for the last 45, 50 years, the working class of this country has been decimated. We are the only major country not to guarantee health care to all people. We pay the highest prices in the world for prescription drugs. Half of our people living paycheck to paycheck. 500,000 people sleeping out on the street. On and on it goes. This is the moment to create millions of good paying jobs, rebuilding both our physical infrastructure, dealing with climate, and dealing with the needs of working families and our children and the elderly.
Right. But I mean, I guess the question is, I mean, all that stuff, what you said, and I think that you're someone who very supportive of the ambition that's embodied in the package that was proposed by the White House. I saw very positive words. You're sort of shepherding it through the Budget Committee. You're on board with this. I just, I don't want to get too caught up in the details of negotiations, but that's kind of where we're at, right? Like, is this basically, are the Democrats going to make the decision at some point that they are going to pass this alone or not? And is that a possibility? And should we have faith that they can get there?
Well, faith, that's a big word for Washington, D.C. But
that is not a reassuring answer, Senator.
It's like if you want a friend, get a dog, something like that. This is what I do think, Chris. These negotiations cannot go on and on and on. In my own view, do I believe that we will have 10 Republican votes to do something significant for physical infrastructure, for climate, for human infrastructure, for healthcare, for education? No, I don't. So I do want to tell you, maybe it'll make you feel a little bit better, that as we speak, we are working hard on a major reconciliation bill, which would combine both Biden's physical infrastructure plans as well as family plan, the human infrastructure as well. We're working on it right now.
Right. Okay, so this is a sort of a weird technical point, but I think since you brought it up, it's worth asking the question, right? And people bear with me.
Right, here we go.
Well, you're in the U.S. Senate, and this is this is the hand that fate has dealt both of us, Senator, which is this idea that there could be some bipartisan compromise on some stuff that gets passed, and maybe maybe you get 60 votes for that, and then some of the other stuff can go through a reconciliation vehicle. And it sounds like that's maybe a little bit of what's being gamed out when you say that. I just want to confirm that's what you're saying.
No, that's not what I'm saying. I personally believe, that the Republicans are not serious about anything that's significant. Second of all, I have my doubt that if you pass something, it will give people an excuse to say, well, we did something, we don't have to do anything more. Exactly. So my own view is for two reasons, mostly for a policy point of view. People are hurting. We got to deal with infrastructure. We got to deal with climate. We got to deal with the high cost of prescription drugs. Yep. We ought to expand Medicare for dental and hearing aids and vision, et cetera. But you want to hear something else? From a political point of view, as you well know, Chris, history is against us retaining the House and the Senate. In the last 21 elections, in 19 cases, the opposition party has won seats. We cannot afford to lose seats. You want to gain control of the House and the Senate? Do something bold that helps working families.
And that is all the stimulus news I have for you today. To hopefully cheer you up a bit, here's my daughter Bella's tip of the day.
Hi guys, this is the tip of the day. Want me to tell you the one thing that you should do? You should, when you feel bad, take a couple deep breaths in and out. And also, after that, you can realize that things are better. So, bye.
Yesterday, we went to a trampoline park that's close to our house. We go there a lot. The kids love it. It's a great way to get their energy out, and they just jump and jump and jump, and then they come home and they want to eat. They're tired, and then they go to sleep. So yeah, we went there. We go there almost every couple of days or so. But yeah, so that was a lot of fun. Anyways, if you want to check out some other videos, you could click the link up here. This is on my other channel, or click for more stimulus updates. Click this link down over here, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care, be safe. Thank you for watching.